So, me again, Ms. B. I would like to talk about Britney Spears. Let's go down the line. Britney Spears came out with "Hit Me Baby One More Time." And she was like the pop princess. She was everywhere. I mean, this is before, Beyonce was out there. She was in them streets. And she was that girl, but she wasn't that girl yet on that level that Britney Spears is on. I want to say, don't quote me, late 90s, early 2000s, I believe Destiny's Child was opening for Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera, or maybe I was on tour. I just know during that time, they all dressed like they all got their clothes from Walmart. Now, Walmart clothes now, you can find some cute stuff. But you know how Walmart had like that theme of clothes for a long time? There was a theme of clothes for a long time. Okay, anyway. She was like everywhere. Pepsi commercials. She was like real popular for dancing and boom, cat, boom. And she always, she had like the stomach out. She used to wear like during like the late 90s, especially the early 2000s, the low rise jeans was the thing, like with a crop top and like kind of bootleg at the bottom, or maybe not, but just a tad. She was like, it was like her theme, and she was like, doing all the things, doing all the dances, all everywhere, all the movies, just all the places, just doing all the things. I mean, she was that girl. Not to say she's not anymore, okay? Britney Spears still is a legend. I'm not going to diminish that from her. She is still a legend. But I am talking today about Britney Spears because I saw, as I've been seeing, a multitude of disturbing videos, but before I get there, I'm going to go on. Let's just talk about Britney Spears. I remember her being on the Mickey Mouse Club. And if y'all watch the Mickey Mouse Club, find this episode, because Justin Timberlake was on there. And Christina Aguilera. It's an episode of the Mickey Mouse Club, which I didn't watch, but I see clips, when Justin Timberlake and I forgot who else was singing Jodeci. I mean, singing it down. Okay? Go find it. Anyway, after that, well, that was before she popped off. Then she blew up, up, all the way up. But then we started to notice little cracks in the foundation. She got with Justin Timberlake. Did she get with Justin Timberlake before she kissed Madonna? Tongue kissed Madonna in the mouth? Or was that after? But I know she got with Justin Timberlake. And I remember when I watched the Brittany Murphy documentary, which I didn't really learn anything other than the fact that she was living in the house that Justin and Brittany lived in, which apparently was full of toxic mold. Very eerie. And then you start to see her do a little thing, like she kissed Madonna in the mouth. Then Justin Timberlake came out with his album, specifically a song, Cry Me a River. And he had like a Britney Spears lookalike, alleging that she cheated on him. For a long time, if y'all remember, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were saying they were virgins. But that was all a lie. Which, I mean, anybody could see that. I mean, I think back at that time, everybody wanted this cookie cutter image. Like, I'm so sweet, I'm so innocent, I don't do any wrong. And I think that puts more pressure on the artists, because they have to live up to that hype. I remember, I love Brandy. And I follow Brandy all the way from I Wanna Be Down. And versus her image and Monica's image and Aaliyah's image, which all three of them was really popular in their own way at the same time. Brandy was more pop. Monica was, baby, that's just, baby. I used to listen to Monica Miss Thing album from the beginning to end 100,000 times. And then you had Aaliyah with the, love it, baby, love it. I sending you a 4-page letter. And I enclose it with, I'm sorry, I'm losing track. I didn't really write a lot of things down because I'm disturbed. So I'm just kind of like going back to the things I was thinking. But anyway, you start seeing cracks in the foundation. And around about, I want to say 2007, 2006, it was rumored that she went to rehab. So back in these days, if a celebrity goes to rehab, it was a bad, like, oh my God, something's wrong. I don't think she went to rehab for what we think. I think it was in Antigua. I think it was maybe mental health, now that I think about it. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what she, I don't know. I don't have her HIPAA information. HIPAA information. I don't know. But I just noticed her starting to spiral. She married Kevin Federline, who was her backup dancer. They had 2 boys together. They did this very weird reality show. Well, I don't even know where they aired. I don't even think it was on that long. But it was weird. It was weird. And I don't even think I watched but one episode because I was like, okay, yeah, not my jam. Moving on. Then, like, more cracks started to show in the foundation. She had her boys. Then the paparazzi used to chase her. Like, during this time, the paparazzi was chasing all the girls in LA. All of them. Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, especially her. And it was a picture of her driving with her son in her lap and no seatbelt. And I remember for some reason they tried to say, oh, she was running an errand. And I think this is what they said, that she was running an errand. And in the South, you know, kids don't really wear seatbelts. That's not true. Both my kids wear and still wear and wore car seats and seatbelts. And that was the first thing. And then you start to see like more spiraling and it was going down and down. I'm going down. Like Mary J. She's going down. No disrespect to Mary J. Blige, I love that song, but that's what she was doing. I think the epitome of it when everybody was like, okay, something's really, really wrong here, is when she shaved her head. She literally walked into a barbershop, took clippers herself, and shaved all her hair off. And then I think she was hanging around like some really sketchy people. And one time she got into a fight with a Range Rover with the umbrella with her shaved head. And it was like, oh my God, like Britney is, like somebody need to help her. Then it was like one thing, something happened at her house and then ambulance was called, but I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember TMZ and all the, it was like they were circling her getting in the ambulance. And then she was kind of sitting up in the ambulance. I mean, in the gurney thing that they put you in the ambulance in. And she was laying back. It was weird. Like, I don't know if she was on something or having some type of mental breakdown or whatever. I don't know. I'm not her doctor. Then after that, her dad stepped in. And then things simmered down. And I remember they started saying, like, during that time, like, whoever was her managing her funds had spent all her money. I mean, all of her money. All of it. I think her dad said when he took over, she had maybe $2 or $3 million, which is a lot of money still, but for somebody as big as Britney Spears and all the stuff that she did, I think her dad was saying that during that time, like, she would have been with no money if he didn't step in. So he stepped in. What we later on know was extensive craziness. But he stepped in. She would always seem, I think she did like The Voice. She did some show. She did one of those singing talent shows, The Voice, the American Idol, one of them, Who's Got Talent, one of them shows, I can't remember. And she always seemed very medicated. She used to pose like this. She used to look like this. She used to stand. I remember she used to always stand. Y'all can't see my arm, but like, imagine standing straight up with your arm straight down to the side. It was like, okay. I mean, she looks better. Her hair grew back. Then she went on a lot of tours. I remember the circus tour. She did a Vegas residency for a very long time. Well, maybe it seemed like a long time, because I didn't never go, but it just seemed like a long time. And then it seemed like she started developing a better relationship with her kids and her family. But apparently that was all a scheme that Todd set up. They were like, she's like heavily medicating her, doing all these weird, crazy things to her under this conservatorship. I missed that part. She got placed under conservatorship, and her dad, and I think his business partner, was over it. Don't quote me. I think that was that. And yeah, so after that was granted, which that was in like 2008. That was in 2008 when she got on a conservatorship. She did a lot though. She did a lot of touring, a lot of shows, a lot of concerts. But she seemed like Britney Spears again, but she's just seemed like Britney Spears in robot form. Like, somebody said, go out here and do this and do this and do this, and she did it. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I didn't go to the show. I worked with a coworker one time who went to her Vegas residency. She was so excited. I'm going to see Britney Spears. I forgot what she said when she came back. But it must not have been too entertaining because I don't remember. Again, she was under this conservatorship, but we later found out it was very intense. And then it started being this, like, over the years, we didn't see her, or you would see her, it was like she was robotic. And then all her fans started saying, free Britney! Y'all need to free Britney! And what we learned during this conservatorship, I don't even think she knew for a while that there was even a free Britney campaign going on, because she didn't have access to a phone. I remember she said she couldn't drink coffee. She couldn't have friends. She had security around her, watching her around the clock. She was extremely medicated, which explained why she was always they had did a lot of crazy stuff to her under that conservatorship. And it started to leak out, and it started to show. And you had like a lot, not just her fans, like her, like, I remember Paris Hilton being on Watch What Happens Live was like, free Britney. I'm like, we need to find out what's going on. So you start to hear more stuff. And I think the judge that was over her case was, I think her name was Brenda Penny. And if you watch the show Insecure, created by Issa Rae, who I love, she had a producer. His last name is Penny. Can't remember his first name. But that was his mama. That was over the Britney Spears conservative case. And then it was like a lot of chatter to the point where eventually the judge allowed Britney to speak in a hearing about removing her dad and his business partner from the conservatorship, and to talk to the judge. She wasn't there physically, but she was there like on the phone or through Zoom or through some type of audio. And it was like so many people outside, all her fans outside the courtroom playing it. And she was just going on and on and on. Like, she was just like trying to tell everything. Like, I needed to get all this out. I haven't been able to do this. I haven't been able to see my friends. I haven't been able to look at this. I haven't been able to eat this. They tell me what to do. They tell me what to drink. They tell me what to eat. They tell me when to get up. They tell me what. All I have been doing is just working, no break. Like, it was to the point where the judge was like, slow down. You're moving way too fast. Calm down so I can hear you. And she was like, I'm sorry. I just want you to know everything. So what eventually happens is in 2021, y'all, from 2008 to 2021, this girl, this grown-ass woman who was only a year older than me, that was 13 years, she was living her life not in control of her life. I couldn't imagine. But I always used to think, because over the years, they would go to court, renew the conservatorship. I used to be like, it gotta be something for them to keep this woman on a conservatorship. And then they even Kevin Federline got control of her kids and everything. And it was like, Kevin Federline? Like, because at that time, he was like the bad guy. Like they always paint certain people to be. But it was like, well, like, wow, it must be bad. Well, anyway, 2001, she got released from her conservatorship. I remember they was going back and forth about monies, this, and that. But I remember one last thing her dad said, which I think he was really ill. I think he got tired of fighting him and his business partner, whoever. He said, y'all will see why things were the way they were. I don't think the extent of what he did was wanted or like needed, but I feel the handle over her life and her health, someone needed to be there to help her with that, as we're seeing today. So after the conservatorship, she got introduced to Instagram. Everybody was like, she's dancing, and dudes like twirl. Like I used to get dizzy. She was twirling, and she wouldn't stop twirling. Every video you would turn on, Brittany was twirling. Then she started twirling like little bitty draws on, and she would twirl and draws and twirl. And then people was like, oh, was taking off the conservatorship a good thing? Then one of like the most alarming videos was her like she was doing the twirl, but she had knives like. And one of the things I remember them mentioning in conservatorship when her dad was over was like they kept knives away from her. She had this thing with knives, like sharp knives, and that like raised alarms. And if you go look at her Instagram, her comments are off. So whoever she has around her that's posting these videos, even though she's not looked in the best light, they're posting them, but they're keeping the comments off, I think, for her own good well-being. And then something else I noticed, Brittany always looked like she was putting eyeliner here and not here. You know how you supposed to put it here? Oh, my eyes are red, girl. I'm tired. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And everybody's like, I was like, why she had them runny eyebrows? But somebody mentioned one day, like, look at Britney Spears. Like, I mean, this is aesthetic stuff, but like, look at her how she looked and her teeth and everything, like in her heyday. Her teeth looked different. Like, it was like we were looking at a total different woman from the day. Like, she had a gap. Like, it doesn't matter, but it was the mental stuff that was bothering everybody. And I don't want to make this too lengthy. So after 13 years, the conservatorship was over, and then she started doing Instagram, and everybody was like, oh, let her be. Then it got disturbing. I think the knives. And then she started wearing these little bitty girl panties. But she was still twirling in the little girl's panties to the point where it was funny, but it's funny. Plies used to talk about home all the time on his Instagram with them little girl panties. And I was like, why does she have these little girl panties on? Anyway, that's been going on since the conservatorship ended. Oh, and then something else happened when she was trying to tap the basketball player on his arm, and he turned around and she's like, "Oh, my glasses was snapped off in Vegas or something." It was a lot going on. It's been a lot going on. She got married and then she got divorced, and it's been a lot going on. And then people started to say, maybe we shouldn't have said free Britney. I mean, maybe we should have said free Britney from the intense conservatorship, but maybe there still needs to be some mental health care people there, some people to watch over her health, watch over her well-being, just watch over her, that had her best interest at heart. We saw her family was trash. I remember watching her sister on Good Morning America with that book. I was like, girl, why is you your sister not well, and you writing a book about it? And then Britney went on to say she don't even talk to them. At one point, she was like, I don't even believe in God anymore, of what all I've been through and what my family's done to me and how I've been treated. I don't even believe in God no more. She said she was an atheist. That's what she said. You can go look it up. Then today, or was it today or yesterday? Whatever day. Recently. It was her birthday. She posted this very eerie, strange video saying that she was 5 and she was going to kindergarten. I will repeat, she's 43. She posted a video for her birthday talking in a baby voice, and y'all know how I feel about a baby voice. But her baby voice doesn't give me like Bren, because hers is coming from I think a different place. Her voice and how she was talking was eerie. A lot of people, I was reading comments in different places, they would say, oh, she just playing. Oh, she just gassing y'all up. She not really thinking she going to kindergarten and she 5. She just saying it. I watched that video a couple times. I was like, no, she's not well. She's not okay. Y'all okay with her being not okay? I don't think her dad or her family or anybody that's personally, well, I mean, look at what's going on with Wendy Williams and her conservatorship, and her family not over it. And they took all her money and said she's in, I don't know. Maybe conservatorships need to be reevaluated by whatever state you're in, because obviously they don't work well. Because if you look at Britney, it was her family, but they were mistreating her. Look at Wendy, it's not her family, and allegedly, like, she ain't got no more money, and we don't know, we haven't even seen Wendy since that bizarre documentary that we could obviously see she was having a very bad time that had spiraled and people were exploiting her. But we haven't seen her in a while. And then her conservator that's over her health and her money, like how it was with Britney, says she's completely incapacitated cognitively, which is sad. But back to Britney. I don't know if I would say, I don't know everything, but I just remember her. I remember her dad didn't say a lot once it was over. I think he went off and sailed off until the sunset. But I will say, I remember him saying, y'all gonna see what I know. And I think we're starting to see that, because that, to me, that didn't come off as her plan. She was talking really weird. It was really grainy. It was really not good. I was disturbed. I mean, I was disturbed when she was with the knives and the dogs were behind her. Remember, she had the knives and she had the little puppies was behind. I was like, oh my gosh, she gonna slice up the puppies. Then she would twirl in the little draws. All the time and every day she was twirling the same way. Over and over again. And then that's when people start saying, well, maybe. But this last video, of her. I'm 5 years old. I'm going to kindergarten tomorrow. And it's my birthday. And I went to Mexico to get away from the pop. Like, it's like her voice was. I can't do baby voices because I don't like them. But hers was like a baby voice in a very eerie, weird. Someone please call 911 type of way. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. I think people, whatever the laws are with conservatorships, maybe they're very antiquated and need to be reevaluated. Because like I said, you saw her family took over and they totally mistreated her. But we did see a little good come out of it because, like I said, her daddy said she was practically broke when he took over. But then the stuff that they did was heinous, allegedly. Then you see with Wendy Williams the other way around, whereas her family is not even aware or know anything. Like you see her son pop in and say a few things here and there, and they got this lady, Sabrina Morrison, over all her things, and her ex-husband constantly going back to court. Like, I mean, so I said all that to say, I feel like somebody probably needs to reevaluate conservatorships. I think they're needed. But I think they need to be reevaluated in a way that's healthy for the person. Because I feel like if Brittany would have had like a normal conservatorship with her family and feeling loved and feeling not mistreated, maybe she wouldn't be, twirling for years now. And then since she's 5 and she's gone to kindergarten. And for people to say, oh, no, and people still making excuses even when she was twirling with the knives. Oh, no, she just playing. Y'all taking things too seriously. And I'm sure that's with everybody talking about it. Somebody gonna come out and say, oh, she was just playing, but I don't believe it. Anyway, y'all have a good night, morning, wherever y'all are. And that's all I have to say about how I feel about Britney Spears post-conservatorship. Bye, and I will see you next on my next review.